Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 17 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Today will be our final day with the Oregon Regionals team. Of course, I won the Oregon Regional Championships a few weekends ago with this team, and I've been using it on Road to Ranked for the last couple of weeks or so, or really last 2 weeks or so, but finally time to retire to a brand new team after today, so we're just going to play 2 more games and then call it a wrap with this team. It's been really fun to feature this team, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you're interested in learning more about the team, you can check out the QR code in the description below, as well as the Showdown exportable, and the team analysis, which was uploaded a couple of days ago, is also in the description. So all the necessary stuff is there. We're just going to find a game right now and look for our first opponent of the day. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please share support by leaving a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. In addition, just to give you guys a quick update, or I really ask for suggestions. I really want to know what kind of content you guys want to see at this point on in the season, because, you know, we're at the point where there aren't too many regionals left in terms of North America, as we find our first opponent of the day from Italy. So I really want to know exactly like what you guys want to see at this point in the season in terms of VGC content other than Road to Ranked. So let me know in the comments below. So Genius39 here, rocking a team of Celesteela, Garchomp, Lele, Porygon, Arcanine, and Muk. So feels kind of similar to my old team with Porygon, Garchomp, Arcanine, and Muk, but Lele instead of Feeny, and of course Celesteela is sticking out here. So against these team comps, I typically like leading Lele Drifbloom just because I have Will-O-Wisp pressure and I have Taunt pressure. Definitely need Arcanine for that Celesteela. And for the last one, it's really between Garchomp and Cortana. I like Garchomp a little bit more here since my opponent doesn't have any ground resists other than Celesteela, and I have Swords Dance. Metagross, like, you could make a case for, but really not that great against Muk, Arcanine, or Garchomp. And Cortana's tempting, but it's really frail, and my opponent's team is relatively bulky, and Cortana wants to, like, end games just by chaining off attacks and picking up knockouts, but I'm not quite sure it can do that, other against the Tapu Lele, and there's even Intimidate support. So, yeah, I'm going to go Lele Drifbloom with Arcanine and Garchomp in the back. These matchups are always kind of volatile and tricky, because one big thing is Psychic 2-shots Porygon on their Psychic terrain, right? So if they predict your taunt and get an attack off, that's always really frustrating because the turn you spend taunting could be a turn that you just get a Psychic off against Porygon. So that might come into play immediately. Trick Room is definitely an option for my opponent, but my opponent's team isn't like super slow. You know, there's no like Gigalith, for example, or an Araquanid, which means like, I guess I'm not as worried about Trick Room, especially since I've got slow Arcanine. But I think the Muk is definitely one of my main concerns. If I can burn it, that would be great. Burning Muk is definitely one of the best ways to shut it down. So let's see. Gonna go Drifbloom, Tapu Lele. And my opponent is going to bring out Muk and Porygon. Okay, this is pretty ideal for me, I think, because I can just Will-O-Wisp, Muk, and taunt Porygon, and there's not much he can do to stop that. Yeah. And that should be an attack increase on Porygon 2. Yeah. Okay. I don't see much of a reason not to just Will-O-Wisp and taunt. This is really bad if Will-O-Wisp misses. So I should pull out my Rotom Wash right now and sacrifice it in order for it to hit. But yeah, Will-O-Wisp should shut down Muk immensely. Even without Muk being burned, I don't think Jab knocks out Lele since I'm quite bulky. And then Taunt should shut down any potential Trick Room. Even if Porygon attacks here, like, Knockoff plus Ice Beam after, since I don't have an item anymore, and Muk being burned, like, I don't think either of my Pokemon can get knocked out here unless Porygon has the return, which is definitely a possibility. But I don't mind this lead matchup too much. And Muk gets completely shut down once it's burned, especially since I've got Garchomp in the back. Okay, nice. So no switch outs, and I get the Will-O-Wisp off. So burning Muk immediately already is huge, because that damage output just decreases significantly. And I get the Taunt off successfully. Hopefully Porygon goes for a Trick Room. That'd be really nice. Nope, but it just opted for Ice Beam. So good play by my opponent. And that's what I mean, right? If I just Psychic there, oh, things could have been so nice. Ooh, Muk actually goes for a Curse. I wasn't quite anticipating that, but that's kind of cool to see. Okay. That's clever. I like that. But I'm okay with that. Right now my goal is to really just knock out Porygon. I could Tailwind here. I might actually do that to get the leg up on my opponent's Garchomp. So I will Tailwind and Psychic Porygon. And it's really funny because, like, so many times I'll bring Drifbloom, Tapu Lele against Porygon, taunt Porygon, and then Tailwind, and that just seems like such an odd play. But a lot of Porygon teams will have faster Pokemon like Garchomp and Koko in the back, so the Tailwind covers that option, and once Porygon's taunted, it's pretty much forced to switch out or get knocked out. So That's why, like, taunt on this Tapu Lele is so essential, and that's why I chose it over the Choice Specs Tapu Lele. I don't think I would have done nearly as well at Regionals without that. So no switch outs, that's great, because that means Porygon's going to be eating a full Psychic under Psychic Terrain by Life Orb Tapu Lele. Get my Tailwind up. Muck sure got that one boost, but that's not really too much of a concern. Yeah, Porygon's falls under 50% now. Just another Ice Beam coming out, yep. Onto Drifloom, fine by me. Actually gets a crit. That's annoying, because I think my opponent might have been doubling up into Drifloom. Yeah. Ah! That's really not good. That's super frustrating. Especially because I lose my Life Orb as well. Okay. I'll bring out Garchomp right now, though. I think a Psychic should still knock out the Porygon, though. I could Tectonic Rage here. I think Psychic should knock out Porygon. I really hope it does. It looks close. Okay, so this is actually a really big decision to make. I think, like, I win the game if I call this turn correctly. Because if I Tech Rage Muck, then my opponent won't have enough resources for the next 2 turns of Tailwind. But Muck could easily switch out right now into Celesteela. And my fear is that the last one's going to be Garchomp. I'm going to go for the Swords Dance play, but I'm risking a lot here. And Psychic Porygon. Oh, Porygon switches out. Does Muck protect? Okay. I'll take that turn because I get a free Swords Dance up. But that's actually a really smart play by my opponent, I think. That crit definitely hurts because Lele now is in... Like, Lele would have had full HP and its Life Orb. But, oh well. There's only so much you can do. So the thing is, I kind of want Celesteela on the field in this game. There's 2 more turns of Tailwind left. Just Earthquake Protect here. So basically, I have my Z move, right? And I think Garchomp's going to be the last one. Could be Fast Lele in the back as well. Although Celesteela would do more damage. I might double up into Celesteela here. Yeah. I'm not worried about Muck, because it does nothing against Garchomp or Arcanine. I should have Moonblasted, actually, because Fire Fang could just knock out Steela. Yeah, should have Moonblasted. Oh well. That's fine. Could have protected Lele. Poison Jab. Okay. Yeah. I didn't think Fire Fang... I wasn't sure whether it would knock out Celesteela in that range or not, which is why I attacked with Lele. Just wanted to get that out in the field. I don't think I thought about this endgame correctly, though, after the crit. Like, I just kind of got flustered. But we'll see. It really comes down to what my opponent's last Pokemon is. I'm hoping Garchomp comes in. Oh, that's actually Porygon. Actually, that's quite good for me. So the question is, does EQ knock out Porygon at plus... It should. I feel like it should. I'm pretty sure I can just Earthquake and Protect here. Boy, I sure hope it knocks out Porygon. That is quite close, but I feel like it should. I mean, I'm at +2 and I'm adamant. Sure, there's spread reduction, but still. This is coming down to the wire. I messed up, I think, 1 or 2 turns. The crit definitely caught me off guard, and I got a little bit flustered from that. But... Okay, so no switch outs or protects. I could just get a double knockout here, which would be huge. I sure hope this knocks out Porygon at +2. Let's see. Okay, good. That was scary. It's still not over yet, though, because it comes down to who my opponent's last one is. And Lele, it's got to be Lele or Garchomp, and both of those are scary. But if it's Garchomp, I'd actually feel better, because Tech Rage doesn't have a great shot of one-shotting me, and I can just one-shot it in turn. Oh, it's Arcanine! Oh! That's so good. I mean, that's just instantly GG. Even if it weren't Arcanine, I still felt like okay about my chances with the 2v1. But Arcanine, yeah, Garchomp just cleans this game up 100% with Tech Rage. So, if my opponent had Arcanine, I actually didn't even consider the Arcanine option in the back. Like, my opponent should have switched out Muck into Arcanine to get the Intimidate then, because I don't think +1 Earthquake knocks out that Arcanine. So, that was actually kind of poor play by my end, because I didn't consider the Arcanine switch-in option, and Porygon going for something like a Trick Room. Or just an Ice Beam, actually. Yeah, you just switch in Arcanine and Ice Beam. So, I'm not too happy about how I played that endgame there, because if I just Tech Rage Porygon... like, I say Tech Rage because I thought I needed it for whatever was in the back. But I really didn't think it would be Arcanine in the back. And my opponent had a pretty good opportunity. Because I don't think... I'm not sure if +1 Earthquake knocks out Porygon. My voice just cracked. At the range it is. It really depends on how defensively bulky that Porygon... Like, Porygon is quite bulky, but Adamant +1, I think maybe could still knock it out in that range. It was, what, around 40% or so? Would have been close, honestly. So maybe that's why my opponent didn't switch out. But, like, Muck was absolutely useless at that point, which was why, actually, I left it on the field earlier. But, yeah. We're going to find David from Canada with a rating of 1641 for our next opponent of the day. Definitely could have played that a little bit better, and I'm going to lose this game. I'm just saying that already, because we have a Drifloon Lele Mirror, and I absolutely despise those with a passion. So with these, there's always mind games, right? Like, is my opponent going to lead Drifloon Lele? Or is my opponent going to expect me to lead Lele and not lead with the Lele, but instead lead with Drifloon? I don't know whose Drifloon is faster either. Wait. What's my safest option? Garchomp Drifloon? I really want to go Garchomp, Drifloon, Kartana, and Arcanine and not even bring Tapu Lele. That might seem weird, but with 2 Steel types on my opponent's team, there's actually some validity to that. But my opponent could go with the exact same 4, and since I'll probably be slower, then that's kind of concerning. Is not bringing Lele here a problem for me? I don't know, like, Lele just gets one-shot by Tech Rage, potentially by Garchomp. Kartana can one-shot it. Magnezone does so much damage. I don't do much in return. Alright, I'm keeping Lele on the bench. My opponent might be as well, since I've got the double Steel-type composition. So, this will be interesting, for sure. But, let's see what comes out. Man, that last game, though, I hate winning games when you don't even consider a potential play that could have made you lose. Like, that was just... Nah. Not too happy about that. Okay, but my opponent leads Drifloon. I think I'll take that. Overall, I would say that probably benefits me more. Let's see whose Seed activates here first. Okay, so my opponent's Drifloon is faster. That much is annoying. But what can you do? So here's the thing. Drifloon can either Will-O-Wisp my Garchomp or Tailwind. I definitely want to Tech Rage here. The question is, what does my Drifloon do? Could set up a Tailwind of my own. Yeah, I'm going to set up a Tailwind of my own. And Tectonic Rage. Okay, Drifloon Tailwinds. Oh, Lele could be faster! No. Oh, please don't be fast, Lele. Okay. Wait, okay, that's my Z move. Just making sure. Yeah, so the fear there is because my Garchomp's Adamant and, like, 204 speed investment or whatever, Tapu Lele can outspeed me if it's timid. But most Lele's on Drifloon are going to be modest. Which is why I didn't even consider it being slow at first, or being fast at first, but that could have been bad. This should just one-shot Lele. Excellent. That's so good, yeah. That's so good. Because Lele threatens my Arcanine immensely, and now Arcanine can have a better positioning. And my Drifloon didn't take any damage, so I'm very happy about that. So that was a good turn, definitely. Yeah, in the mirror match, like, you really have to kind of hope that your opponent, like, does something like that, where... Okay, so Garchomp goes in for my opponent, that's fine. Question is whether I want to Will-O-Wisp now. Because I think my opponent's going to want to Shadow Ball my Drifloon. Yeah. This is tricky. Yeah, like you would think, oh yeah, that's such a good turn, but still I'm in kind of an awkward position. Especially without Tectonic Rage anymore. I think what I'm going to do is Will-O-Wisp Garchomp. And Swords Dance. Yeah. Yeah, so we both trade Will-O-Wisps, which is okay with me. Because that means my Drifloon takes less damage. Okay, I connect. That's good. So even if he Tech Rages me, like, it's not going to knock me out. Or it could just Rock Slide. And Swords Dance negates the burn from my opponent's end. Oh, and I'm faster Chomp, too. Chomp Swords Dance as well. That's funny. Oh boy, okay. So I've got Destiny Bond. I could actually utilize that to my advantage. This is the last turn of Tailwind for both of us, right? No, we have one more. Do I D-Bond here? I kind of want to just Shadow Ball Drifloon. Yeah, actually I want to knock the Drifloon out. I don't know if this double up knocks it out, but I'll go for it. Disable. Okay. I don't see why you would disable instead of Shadow Balling there, but I'll take that for sure. Wait, that Drifloon is so bulky. What the heck? Oh no. Garchomp's at +4 now. But the burn negates it kind of all -2. I'll take that turn. Yeah, this is the perfect time to Destiny Bond now. I'm gonna D-Bond and Fire Fang. Because that means I either get another Tailwind up, or Garchomp goes down with me. I can't believe that Drifloon's gotta be just like super special though. I mean, especially defensive, because it took my Shadow Ball too well. Oh, never mind. I guess I just underestimate how defense or especially defensive Drifloon can be, because mine took it equally as well. But this is good, right? Because I knocked out my opponent's Drifloon, so I should have the speed advantage now with Tailwind, and if Garchomp Rock Slides here and knocks out my Drifloon, I just win the game. But there's a Tectonic Rage, which is also fine with me. My Garchomp's done his job at this point. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. Who is potentially in the team? We've knocked out Drifloon Lele, so there was Garchomp, Magnezone, Kartana, and I forgot the last one. I don't know, like, I like my positioning, I think. Yeah, so my Garchomp's gonna faint there, but that's okay. Could have Shadow Balled there. That might come to haunt me, actually. We'll see. Well, I really don't remember what potentially was in the bag for my opponent, which is kind of bad. But I'm gonna bring in Kartana, since Kartana Garchomp should just... Or Kartana Drifloon outspeeds Garchomp. Yeah. Oh, it is Arcanine. Can't Extreme Speed. This is actually still really scary. I wish I Shadow Balled last turn now, instead of Destiny Bonding. The thing is, you can't Earthquake me unless you're Earthquaking your own Arcanine at this point. Shadow Ball Leaf Blade probably still knocks out Chomp. Wait, how many turns of terrain are left? Shoot, this is the last one. That's not good. Do I double up into Chomp? I really want to. This is a mistake. I should have protected. That was so obvious. Unless Arcanine... No, either way, I think I just threw this one, actually. Okay, so I targeted Drifloon instead. Darn, this is so close. I wish I tailwinded there, though. So now I bring in my Arcanine, but I'm at -1. But my opponent has to protect Arcanine if it wants to Earthquake. And my Arcanine wins the 1v1 against my opponent's Arcanine because I have Bulldoze and the Intimidate pressure. So right now my goal is to knock out Garchomp. If I crit Leaf Blade, I win the game outright. But I think here you definitely protect Arcanine and just Earthquake. And Leaf Blade at -1 plus burn damage plus extreme speed might be able to pick up the knockout onto Garchomp. But my last turn play was very poor. The protect on Garchomp was relatively obvious. And I could have Tailwinded or Shadow Ball the Arcanine there. Yeah, I felt good about this game, but I kind of messed up the last 2 turns, I think. I was hoping to catch my opponent off guard with Destiny Ball. Okay, there's a protect on Arcanine. That's good. So Leaf Blade crits this, I win the game outright. Even if it doesn't, I'm still... It really comes down to how bulky this Garchomp is. And whether I can survive. That's gonna be close. This is +1 Earthquake since it's got 2 Swords Dances and is burned. So this might not even knock me out. Let's see. I think I should survive this. Oh, easily. That's really good. Okay. So, now, you would think Garchomp has to protect. And Arcanine just Flare Blitzes Kartana. But I think I have a safe play here, right? If I Leaf Blade Garchomp and it protects, that's fine. Because then it takes a burn turn this turn and a burn turn next turn, and at that point it should be an extreme speed KO range. So I think I have a relatively safe play here of just Leaf Blading into Garchomp and Bulldozing. Yes. And if Garchomp doesn't protect, I just win. But yeah. It kind of has to, but I still don't mind the play that I make here. Unless Extreme Speed doesn't knock out Garchomp, which it could survive. So I don't know about that. Why not protect Kartana, though? Was that the best play? Like, let's say I just protect Kartana. But my opponent could get a double protect off. If it gets the double, I actually just lose, I think. Yeah, wow, that Bulldoze does so much to Arcanine. Okay, so... I'm pretty sure it should be an E-Speed KO range after another turn of burn here. If I'm not, I'll be very sad. But I'm max attack Arcanine specifically for situations like this. And his Arcanine is at -1. I don't care about the speed advantage at this point. His Arcanine's intimidated as well. So this is really coming down to the wire. I mean, let's say I could have just protected Kartana last turn and E-Speeded, but what's the downside there? If Arcanine gets a double protect off and Garchomp EQs. Because then I don't have enough resources to beat Garchomp and Arcanine. But I don't know Garchomp's last move. That's the other tricky thing. Wait, why did Garchomp go for another protect? I don't get that play. Yeah, that's got to be an E-Speed KO range. It's in red. So now I just Extreme Speed. Even if my opponent like crits me a billion times with Extreme Speed, like... I mean, a billion crits will probably knock me out. I think I should be able to clutch this one out. My play in this wasn't fantastic. Arcanine protects, okay, that's fine. Maybe my opponent hoping I don't have Extreme Speed. But there it is. Nice. We were able to clutch it out. Oh, that was scary, though. The other mistake was I brought Garchomp or Kartana in instead of Arcanine. I don't know if that was necessarily a mistake, because it did put on a lot of offensive pressure. But now I just Bulldoze and win. Yeah. Didn't quite understand the protect on my opponent's turn. I mean, you just waste a potential protect. I guess that doesn't matter at that point since you expect my Arcanine to protect. And Bulldoze actually just knocks out the Arcanine in that range, so... Wow, that was pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie. I hate playing the mirror match, but my Garchomp being faster was actually a surprise, because normally Garchomps are slower. And it did get 2 Swords Dances off, but after being burned and intimidated, it didn't end up mattering too much, fortunately. And the Drifblim versus Drifblim special defense book was kind of funny to me. I didn't know how bulky a Drifblim can be. against each other. But yeah, end up with a win there. And that's going to be it for our time with this team. Pretty fun game to end on that. Pretty fitting that it was against a mirror match as well. And good game to my opponent there. That one was definitely really intense, but fortunately enough, had enough resources to close out that one. And Bulldoze there. Well, it wasn't necessary, I suppose, but that's why I love the Arcanine that I ran, because it's like kind of bulky, but you also just often still threaten with so much damage with Flare Blitz, Bulldoze, and Extreme Speed in the late games, which can be very helpful in certain situations. So, yep, that's going to conclude it for this episode, guys, and that's going to be it for our time with this team. Hope you guys enjoyed. Go check out the QR code and the Showdown Explorer and the team analysis if you have not already. All of those are in the description below as well. And, as always, if you enjoyed this episode, please show your support by leaving a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow with a brand new team. I'll catch you guys then. Peace.